I got lunch at Jimmy John's with my papa.
Yeah.
What's your go-to? What's the Jimmy John for you?
The BLT. I think they do a pretty good job doing the BLT.
I always go for the BLT too.
I'm also afraid to try anything else.
Oh, do you like find one thing and then that's like your go-to?
Pretty much, especially for sandwich places. Like, sometimes it's like a hit or miss. Like, I like Jimmy John's BLT. It tastes good. Jersey's Mike's BLT, I'm not the biggest fan of.
No.
It's a...
Jersey Mike's is better with like Italian.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or like turkey.
There's a sandwich place by me that has 36 sandwiches on the menu.
What?
That's a lot.
What?
And
Sandwich?
when I first walked in, they're like, have you been in here before? And I go, no. And they go, well, what do you want? I was like, well, okay, let's take a minute here. I've read one thing, and the menu goes down another 30 feet. And I've been there 3 times. I've got a different thing each time.
What? Never mind about the name of the place. Is it Blimpie's?
It's not Blimpies.
Okay.
Blimpies, oh my god.
Good.
I like Blimpies more than I like Subway.
I've never been to
Whoa.
Blimpies.
You've never been to Blimpies?
No.
They had one by my high school, and then for lunch, I'd go there quite a bit. I'd get the BLT.
Well, if anybody used to watch 30 Rock, it's a running joke that Blimpies is the worst place.
My
not great.
grandparents.
It's not great. Raving review from Nick.
It's not great, but I went there more than I'd go to Subway.
Dang.
They
My
were both. They were
sister-
across the street, so I had both choices.
My sister loves the pretzel bread at Blimpies. But I've never been there. But my grandparents went there, and they're always like, never go there, because it like made them throw up or something.
See, I've been poisoned by food on a biannual basis. I get food poisoning quite a bit.
Biannual?
It just happens.
Every other year?
I don't get sick very often.
Twice a year.
Twice a year.
Twice a year.
Is that biannual?
It's either that or dual annual, and I don't think that's a
I think
word.
it's biannual. I think.
Biannual. sounds about
Every
right.
winter and summer solstice, I get. It's like Groundhog's Day. If I get food poisoning, then winter lasts 2 weeks longer. If I don't, summer will be 2
You
weeks
spend
longer.
like the longest day. You know that Phineas and Ferb episode of like the longest day ever? You just spend that day just like,
Just going through it.
like
Fully.
Just from both
At
ends.
the
it is
toilet.
horrible.
It's
in
not.
one
I don't
way,
get
shape, or
sick
form.
very often, and from the experiences I've had, I'd rather be sick than be poisoned by food as much as I am. But I've never not gone back to the place I've gotten food poisoning. It's never stopped me.
It's never been a deterrent.
No, I'm like, nice try. It'll take a little more than that to get rid of me. And so I've
Fool
always
me
come back.
once, shame
Yeah.
on you.
But my body, I think, has accumulated enough antitoxin to be okay.
It's like a vaccine.
Because I like stress tests.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm like, I'm going to wait a while before I go back. I'm in there as soon as I'm better just to make sure.
Was it this place that got me sick?
I got to be thorough.
Have you
Yeah.
ever gotten sick like twice in a row?
No.
Oh wait, is that what you said?
No, I was good. I don't know.
All right.
But yeah. But the sandwich, I feel like I'm a type of person, I'll go to a restaurant, I'll have one thing I like the most, but I will get a different thing every single time I go.
See,
That's good, variety.
I'm
Yeah,
a
I get-
creature of habit.
I get bored. I have enough habits that I'm like, I need to make myself uncomfortable.
Did your grandpa like ask you where you wanted to go?
So when I was younger, we'd always go to Jimmy John's for lunch whenever we hung out, and
Oh.
Freaky fast
and we haven't gone to Jimmy John's
is
in a really
how
long
quickly
time.
it leaves you.
So the phone call went.
Goes in, it comes out.
Trying to tell a sweet story about.
Oh, sorry, Trinity.
The phone call went like this. He went, "Hi, Trin, what are you doing?" And I went, "I'm just laying in bed." And he was like, "Okay, yeah. What are you doing at 12?" And I was like, probably nothing." And he went, "Should we go to lunch?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Okay, where we're going is a surprise." And my instant thought was, Jimmy John's.
Surprise.
And then my second thought was like, "Oh, are we gonna get sushi?" But he doesn't like sushi, so I was like, "We're going to Jimmy John's."
Surprise, Jersey Mike's.
Surprise, we're going to Blimpies.
funny thing
Quiznos.
is-
Oh, God.
Because I live so close to both of them, he
Toasted
turned too
subs.
early and he went, "This isn't Jimmy John's. We were behind Blimpies." I went, "No, we gotta go down further." You know, he was like,
It's
"Yeah,
a surprise.
it's a surprise."
JJ's.
And then after that, took a nap, opened my gifts, and
Do you have a dream?
now I'm here. No, I didn't have a dream.
Oh, it was a full shutdown.
It was a
sleep.
full shutdown. I haven't, like I said, I haven't been to Jimmy John's in a really long time, so maybe that was what it was.
Like a food coma.
Knocked me out.
Jimmy John's put you down.
It was the disappointment that put her to sleep.
Hey, I enjoyed it. We had fun.
I like Jimmy John's because it's the type of sandwich that I can eat in like a minute.
Yeah.
Like I get a full whatever length they do.
I
Okay.
also really like their chips.
Which of those sandwich shops? Let's rank them. Which one's the best?
Jimmy John's.
Out of what? Which ones are we ranking?
Yeah.
Well, which
but-
sandwich shops can you possibly
so,
think
we have
of?
Jimmy John's,
50.
Blimpie, Jersey Mike's,
Firehouse
Subway,
Subs is
Firehouse
pretty good.
Subs. Those 5?
Sure.
Sure.
I would say Jimmy John's at the top for me. And then
Interesting.
Subway.
What?
Mm.
Subway's
hot-
your number
that's
2?
my hot-
So
that's a hot
the
take for
reason
me.
was because my high school was literally like you get to Subway
Oh.
in less than 3 minutes
Oh,
just by walking.
wow.
We
Same.
went
I
there
opted
to
for-
lunch.
I
a
thought you were
lot.
going to say your high school was sponsored by Subway.
I wish. So it was just like I just ate there a lot that I just became accustomed to the taste.
It's like
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome.
My
Basically.
high school had a poster of Victoria Justice drinking milk. She had a milk mustache. and it
Wait,
said-
did you guys
it
have
said
I
the,
remember. I
said
remember
got
that.
milk?
the
Did you guys go to
Shaq
the
poster
same
in the
school?
library?
No, but I
It's-
remember
oh,
seeing
that
those
Shaq one is
posters.
amazing.
Do you think she
Posters
worked
of-
with like Michelle Obama on that?
I saw a
think
thing.
so.
It's
That's
like-
too woke.
I saw a thing where Michelle Obama's
No, that was my childhood. It was
daughter,
like,
one of her daughters is like,
Michaela?
one of them
Malia.
is just smoking a lot. There's a lot of pictures of her just smoking cigarettes and stuff. And he goes, wait, I had to eat healthy from her mom and she's just going around smoking. Oh, that's a good point.
That's
She
funny.
gets to do whatever she wants.
Damn straight.
no, like a
Her
big,
dad was the president for 8 years.
Yeah.
a big part of my childhood was like Michelle Obama's like
Get healthy.
get healthy thing.
Get
That was,
active.
like,
Do you
that was
remember-
my
What
childhood.
was it? It was like Nickelodeon or
60
something
Minutes.
was doing like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
60
yeah,
minutes
you go
thing.
Yeah,
outside
like
and
60
stay.
minutes of like exercise every day
Yeah.
or something.
I'd always think it was so funny because I was like, I'm not going outside. I'm just going to go find something else to do inside.
At one point, I wasn't able to do that because in the 4th grade, I had watched the show Ed, and Eddie.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that
A
show.
Great
ton.
show.
And one of the characters, Ed, used to
Wait.
eat buttered toast.
Buttered and potatoes. No, pudding skins.
Yeah, and so I was
Buttered
like, dude,
toast.
buttered toast sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So every day I'd eat 5 slices of buttered toast.
Oh my God.
Heavy on the butter.
No,
Light
butter
on
toast
the
like
toast.
super
And so
slapping.
It's so freaking good.
4th grade Nick had like heart disease or something because I'd run around for like 10 minutes and be like, oh, my chest would hurt. And I'm like breathing hard. I'm like, And I had like high blood pressure or something.
man.
But my cholesterol was through the roof because I was eating like an idiot. And then
Great.
I got sick of it after like a month
Mm.
because I had consumed like 20 loaves of bread.
So then you
And
moved
like-
on to Jawbreakers, right?
No bacon. Lots of bacon. And I was in probably some of the worst shape a 4th grader could be in. I wasn't like overweight, but I was so unhealthy. My heart was fighting for its life. And I don't eat butter toast anymore. I do like occasionally, but not at the rate that I was consuming it. It wasn't my. It was my main source. My food pyramid
Was just
was
butter
the
and
top
toast.
was toast and
Fat.
butter.
The foundation.
Yeah, grains
toast
and
and butter.
fats.
Yeah.
That's what Nick survived on for like a 2-month period. Or run around, get to the top of the slide, and So Michelle Obama came in clutch for young Nick.
Yeah.
Nick was not healthy. Nick was like, there's more food. There's 5 other food groups. I should be eating these too.
Yeah, you know,
You can
fruits,
eat
and
apples.
vegetables. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I think is a perfect thing to bring up?
Hmm.
How I eat apples.
How do you eat apples, Trinity?
So
It's a shame we don't have a demonstration.
it is a shame.
Well, we'll find out if it's a shame or not.
Yeah, that's
So maybe
true.
we
Well,
don't
we
wanna
start doing
see.
video content
I'll
Oh,
eat a whole apple. For you
way
guys.
down the line.
Mhm. along with our
Okay,
bowling.
so when you eat an
vlog.
apple,
It-
you leave the
It's
core.
in the works.
You leave the core, right? When you leave.
Do
I
you
mean-
eat the core?
I eat the entire thing.
Girl, do you eat the seeds?
No, I actually picked those out.
Okay, good, because that's how you
But
get cyanide poisoning.
You have to eat a lot of those to get that.
You'd
well,
have to
yeah,
eat,
but how
like,
many apples
60
do you
apples.
eat?
Not a lot.
You eat the core?
I eat the whole thing. So I don't know if you realize, but the core is like super fucking tiny. Okay, like you leave a lot of the apple there.
Okay.
Sure. I get I get to the nitty gritty, but when it gets tough, I'm like, hey, that's not for me.
Yeah.
I'll take my leave.
Yeah, I'm like, I've done my job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll eat the whole apple.
Even the stem?
The stem?
No, I'll take the stem off because I like to see how long I can twist it off.
How do you eat a banana? Which end do you?
I do it
From the stem side or from the
yeah.
bottom?
The bottom.
That's how monkeys do it.
Just do it from the middle.
It's really easy to
Nick?
open it that way.
Rip it in half.
I used to do that to a lot of my friends. I don't know what
You would
it is.
take
Something
their
about
banana.
me really. I feel like I accidentally rub people the wrong way. And I'm
What
not
makes you say
trying to.
that?
Like I'll get a burrito and I'll just go in from the side,
God.
or like I don't know what's wrong with me.
Do you
But-
do you like bite a Kit Kat? Like just straight up?
No, that does bother me.
Oh.
The
Okay,
en-
that's
like the
crossing a
4 in the
line.
row and
God, that sounds awful.
I tried it.
I feel like that's
just
too
to try
much
it.
at once.
I felt wrong.
Yeah.
It's too much of I feel like that's too much.
I was
Going into
disappointed
me.
in
Have you ever
myself.
seen the way that like Kylie Jenner eats a Kit Kat?
When she like eats each individual side
Yeah, and then she like pulls it apart
and
or
then
something.
eats the wafer. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's psychopathic.
Yeah,
Do you
I know.
What are they called? Nutter
Butters?
butters?
I used to love
I-
Nutter Butters
I always pulled them apart.
and eat the
And ate
inside,
them
like an Oreo. That's how
individually.
I eat Oreos.
That's how I used to. Yeah.
That was
That sounds
memory.
good.
I eat Oreos.
We
well,
should
like,
have a candy episode where we just eat candy.
where we try candy.
Oh,
Yeah.
right,
Sounds like so much
candy.
fun.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a lot of fun.
No, it would be fun.
Episode like
Hey,
965.
yeah,
Mm.
dash.
Halloween
Delta.
spooktacular.
Well, yeah.
We put it out.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
We put it out like not on Halloween.
Yes.
It comes out in July. I was just gonna think July.
No, Christmas is in July, guys.
Okay, June.
There you go.
No, June's for
Careful. What's June for, Nick?
June's for Hanukkah.
Okay. L'chaim. I'll bring my matzo ball soup.
I think March
Ooh.
is a good month for October.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it's like Halloween but green.
Mm.
Yeah.
You dress up
Yeah.
in green. And you
Mhm.
drink Guinness.
I used to be legitimately scared. Like I thought that I was gonna get like pinched by a leprechaun like in the middle of the night, like in my house.
Why?
My
I don't know. Like I feel like my school like really overhyped like the whole like you're gonna get pinched like thing, and then they would do that thing where they'd make it look like a leprechaun came into the classroom and there'd be tiny like footprints all over the place.
Mine did that too.
That shit freaked me out for some reason, and I was scared that like the leprechaun was gonna come like find me like at my house in the middle of the night.
My
if I could
school
just,
did like an assembly with it. They had like a bag, like a
What?
paper sack
What?
that they put some sort of like little doll thing in it that like danced around.
Ew.
So they're like, we
Terrifying.
caught the leprechaun, everyone. Leprechaun that's been terrorizing
No.
the school, and it's like hoo in the bag, and all the kids were like, "Oh my god, they got him!"
They got the leprechaun.
No.
They did that every.
That's
They did like
horrifying.
we got it's like a witch hunt. They're like, "We got him, boys," and it's like everyone in the school was like,
ladies and gentlemen,
"Woo."
we got him.
And it's just
Leprechaun.
like it's like a paper bag. They had
He
this-
will no longer be terrorizing our school.
They had like the duties, like all the people that would like
Mhm.
do like a thing where they roped off part of like the playground and they caught him.
Oh my god.
Funny.
I don't
No,
know. I don't know why they
we
did
would,
that.
We would make leprechaun traps. Like we would take like a box.
Of like Guinness.
Yeah. I tried Guinness when I was in Ireland. It's better in Ireland.
I bet.
I would assume so.
I saw it
Most
with the
things are
Guinness
better where they're
factory.
from.
Yeah, a lot of things were better in Ireland.
Yeah.
Like
Like what else?
Like what?
Like just
leprechauns?
life in general. They're
Just like
so much-
existing.
they're just so much happier there. I don't know.
Which is ironic because Ireland is such a miserable place
Why? Why do you say
Weather-wise.
that?
weather-wise.
No, but when I went there, it was sunny. Like I hit the.
It's one of the more impoverished countries of Europe. And so for
Mm.
you having gone there and saying it's amazing and wonderful,
maybe that's
it
a
is really more of a
privilege.
reflection of America.
Yeah, no, I would say that. Well, I was talking like culturally, and maybe we should.
Well, this is so awkward. Culturally, Ireland is
Superior.
I only was there for like.
Yeah, it sounds really good. It sounds really great.
I was only there for 4 days, but I had a great experience. But I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
Step on any toes.
Okay, guys.
You know what I
Our
mean?
Ireland fan base is really
Yeah.
upset.
So my aunt finished my birthday cake. and
Oh my
it's
gosh.
Absolutely the most hilarious thing. It looks like it was kind of made by a 5-year-old, but I love it.
Can we see?
Let's see. Oh, that's so cute. Okay,
That- I love the
we'll
colors.
put a photo of this in the link dump so you viewers.
What is it? What am I looking
Can
at?
watch
I
it
don't
at
even know,
home.
man. There's some flowers, some stars. I'm not entirely sure what the yellow thing is in the middle, but it's okay.
It looked like a taco shell. Like one of those
It
like
does.
store
It
taco
does.
shells you buy.
It really does. This is hilarious.
Is it supposed to be like a taco cake?
I don't know. When I looked at the cake this morning in the fridge, it was leaning. So I was a little concerned, but I was like, you know what?
Mm.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine if it leans.
What kind of cake is it?
So it's red velvet cake.
Yum.
The thing is,
Oh.
I like red velvet cake, but I don't like cream cheese frosting.
Hmm.
Interesting dynamic.
So
I know.
what kind of frosting?
She just made like a powdered sugar frosting,
Mhm.
Oh.
which tasted delicious. I was
Yeah.
like, this is diabetes.
Wow, you love it.
Mm-mm-mm.
I was like, this is great.
Get me into some of that. I don't like cake.
You don't
Really?
like cake?
I famously hate cake.
Interesting.
I will not eat it.
Why?
What do you eat
The
on your
icing
birthday?
is too much for me.
You can get cake without icing, you know that, right?
Yeah, and that's
Have you ever had whipped frosting?
Whipped frosting.
I couldn't tell you. I stopped eating cake at like the
Oh.
5th grade.
Nick, that cake you brought from your grandma
That
had-
sheet cake.
had the
We
best
had
whipped frosting
5 of those at my house.
I've
Oh,
ever tasted.
that was
It's
a
like
good cake.
it's like the
that was
food
a really
bank.
good cake.
The food bank keeps giving my grandma food that she doesn't want. She's like, "Can I get something useful?" And I grab 5 sheet cakes,
Here's 5 sheet cakes, broad.
and then they give it to her. And she's
We'll
like, "I
be
don't."
back next week
She's like, "I
with
don't
a
want
dozen
this."
cannolis.
And then she gives them to my family. And my family's like, "We can't eat 3 full cakes because it would literally just be my mom and dad having to eat because I don't eat cake." So then I was like, "I'll take 1 full cake to work,
Yeah.
What do you have on your birthday?
either pie or cheesecake.
Okay.
I like
Sometimes I
cheesecake.
do a fruit tart."
All right.
What's your go-to birthday pie?
I'm a big apple pie guy,
We're all American.
but now I've been mixing it up again. Like I said, I like having a different thing each time.
Mm.
So I had a banana cream pie, which is
Mm.
also one of my favorites.
Yum.
This year we went cherry pie.
Oh,
We went
tardy.
cherry pie on there.
Yum.
But I'm also not a big birthday person.
Yeah.
Like I like celebrating other people's birthdays.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't like the pressure being on me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't really want to celebrate.
I'm kind of the same way.
like this
I
last
think
year.
everybody is.
Nobody likes the center of attention.
Oh, some people love it. Some people I know do a big thing for their birthday. And I'm all for it. But for me, for my birthday, people are like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" And I didn't reply to anybody. And then I spent the day by myself, just going around doing stuff that I wanted to do by myself. I was having the time of my life.
Wow.
Driving around, jamming out the music with the stores,
Yeah.
interacting with people at the store. I was like, "Hey, yeah, it's going," and just
Right
talking to
on.
people. And I was like, "Man, this is nice." It feels like a day that just is like, it's like one of those filler episodes in like a show.
Yeah.
That's what I want my birthday to be.
A filler.
A filler
I
episode.
want it to
Episode.
be a filler episode. I like that gimmick.
Well, sometimes it feels like a lot of pressure to be like, oh, it's my birthday. And I don't like being like the center of attention, you know?
Yeah.
And then my family's like, what do you want for your birthday? What are we doing for your birthday? And I'm like, I don't.
See, like,
Like,
Yeah.
I worked here on my birthday. And Andy was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I scheduled you on your birthday. And I was like, well, if I wanted to take it off, I would have.
Yeah.
Right.
But I liked working on my birthday.
Much
because
like
I-
Trinity.
see,
Yeah.
so I took it off just because I have dinner plans.
Mm.
And I was like, I was actually going to take Saturday off, but Nate went, isn't your birthday on Wednesday? And I went, you're right.
Nate, you son of a gun.
And so I was like, I'll just take the day off. Because why not?
Man. I took the day off just because I was like, I don't want to deal with any situations going on at work. Because I didn't want to deal with any person. I just wanted to pretend that I was in my own world because I usually am just surrounded by other people. So
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I have like a weird thing
Isn't it?
where like I'm very introverted in like what I like to do,
Mm.
but like when I'm in like a
But
group of people.
goddamn, you are a freak, Nick.
Yeah, but when I'm like in a group of people, I can be super social.
Yeah.
But I feel like
called,
my
like,
battery like zaps like so fast,
Mm.
where it's like I'm like super out there, and people are like, wow, this guy is weird. And then like an hour and a half in, I'm like, man, it is time to go. I'm like, I need to be home and doing my own thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, cause like I took that like test where you're like, I'm a ENF.
Oh yeah,
Two
yeah.
or whatever.
The Myers.
Myers-Briggs.
Yeah, and mine's like extrovert is what it says, but like I feel like genuinely I don't like. I like being by myself.
Yeah.
I like doing my own thing.
Yeah, me too.
What about you, Mr. Producer Man?
Yeah, I'm pretty I'm pretty introverted. I haven't taken the Myers-Briggs test in like
You don't
a
need
decade
to.
or whatever.
It's not like the tell-all end all. It's not gonna.
No,
you
but,
know
like,
yourself. You know.
I remember taking it during one of my psych classes. You
Yeah.
know, so long ago. Like it was another lifetime. But yeah, like similar to that of Nick, where it's like I'm pretty introverted with what I like and stuff. But in a group, I can get kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like down at the bowling lanes.
Mm.
When Mr. Dugwell comes out.
So that's the thing, Nene. I just realized. So we've gone about 21 minutes.
It has a really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we haven't even done introductions. So, welcome to the OK Chaos podcast.
Welcome back.
I'm your host, Doug.
And I'm Tasha.
I'm Trinity, the birthday girl.
I'm your good friend Nick.
And I'm your host, Doug. Okay, let's get into it.
Oh man.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's just dig in. But yeah, no, I feel like in generally, like all my like hobbies and like things I like to do in my free time are more like things you do alone or with like a small group of people.
Yeah.
But then a lot of the activities my friends like to do are like bigger group things. So I go along with it and I have a good time. But I don't have the battery to sustain that constant. Like in the summer, I was having a rough time and my friends were trying to go like downtown all the time and get and drink and stuff. And I was like, I am not built for this.
Yeah.
I go down there,
I
30 minutes,
yeah.
45 minutes in, I'm like, it sucks.
I
Love
can-
people watching.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man,
Yeah.
this is, whew.
I cannot handle the beer rush, just
It's
going
just
from
not
bar
my
to
vibe.
bar.
I'm also not big into drinking.
Yeah. If I'm going to get drunk, I'd rather get drunk at home,
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
It's more fun.
Yeah.
comfortable.
Like
Not
I like
that
playing like house parties and games with people.
Yeah.
And doing that is fun.
But
like when
getting
you're little,
drunk
like,
in
doing stuff.
public is just kind of weird.
It's like weird and like it's weird because I feel like I'm the weird one for this, but to me it just looks weird to me is like when you're at a club or something and people are just standing there with their drinks and they're like bobbing their head and stuff and I would sit there and watch people because I don't like move very much and
Yeah.
I'm like it's such a weird thing to just be like, yeah, that's normal. You're just like bobbing your head up and down. You're like swaying. I'm like, because naturally that seems like such a stupid thing to be doing
Yeah.
with your body. We're like, oh yeah. Ooh.
Well, but they're in their own little world.
I
Like,
know.
Bopping,
Yeah.
But I like to do that like at a house.
Yeah, like
Or,
a house
someplace
party.
that like I know I'm gonna be able to like sleep. I mean, especially for me as like a woman, I'm like
Safety.
that's scary to me. You know, safety for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's like that's the chaotic nature of me as well. Is like when I'm downtown, I like flip a switch where like I'm just gonna kind of mess with people.
You
because-
become party Nick.
Yeah, and I'm like I need to sow chaos into this situation because I don't like the vibe of the area.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit well with me, and so I'm like I need to make this not sit well with others.
Yeah.
So then I like talk to random people and I like make jokes with other people and I usually I'm like trying to like mess with them a little bit. But then I end up having a group of like 7 strangers that joined my group and then follow me for the rest of the night. And
So
then
you've like recruited.
every time it's like consistently there's like 6 or 7 people, like one person walked by me like in like July or something last year. And I was like, hey man, what's up? And I like shook his hand. I was like, hey, what are you up to? And he's like, oh, not much. And I was like, all right, buddy.
Tag along.
I was like, take a hike. And then he was like, what? And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, are your friends over there? And he was like, yeah, no. And I went, all right. And I turned around and he just stood there. I'm like, you just want to hang out with us? And he's like, yeah, you seem cool. And I was like, I literally told him to take a hike. And then he just joined us for legit the next 2 hours. And then we were trying to head out, and he's like, hey, guys, just let me know if you're leaving. I'm like, all right, man, go hit the dance floor. And then I looked at my friend, and I was like, sometimes you just got to let a bird
Oh.
leave the nest.
Oh.
And I'm like, he looks like he's having a good time out there. All right, let's leave. And I just didn't say anything because I'm like, he seemed like he still wanted to be downtown. I need to go take a
You don't
nap.
wanna
I need to
break
go to
his
bed.
heart.
But it's like weird because I'm like, I'm always trying to mess with people, and then I always end up making like an army of like followers. And like, this was not my goal. I was trying to stir the pot, and here I am. amassing some kind of anarchist fleet of random people to join me. And then it overwhelms me because there's too much going on, and I started it.
You
and
have
I'm
too
like,
much power. You cult of personality.
Yeah, I'm a Charles Manson of the downtown area.
Oof. Oof.
It's weird because like when I'm downtown, I feel like I like talking to people in my group, but then they'll go off and like do dancing and stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it also feels weird to me when everyone's on the dance floor with their drinks and shit. Because I don't like getting
Just
bumped
doing
into
a
a lot.
two-step shuffle.
Yeah, I'm like, man. I'm either in a mood where I'm just on one,
Yeah.
or I don't want to be downtown, but my friends want to go downtown, and then I think that's when I get in a weird mood where I'm like, I gotta
Be weird.
be weird. Because I'll make like faces at people like behind their head on the dance floor, and I'll just like yell, and I'm like, it's just, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like,
That's because everybody is an NPC to your world.
Okay.
see, the thing is too, is I had a weird complex. You know, everyone has like the main character thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm the
Yeah.
main, character.
character syndrome.
I have the secondary character syndrome, where I'm like,
You're the
someone
sidekick
else
syndrome.
in my group is they're the main guy,
Yeah.
and I'm that side character. That you're like, oh, that's interesting, but they're weird.
Wow, that secondary character, he's a
What's
weirdo.
going on with him?
His backstory must be
But
interesting.
you'll never know.
Yeah.
Because he's not the main
Yeah.
character. That's what I always felt like.
You play second fiddle in your own life.
Yeah. I also have like a thing where a lot of like mundane jobs seem super interesting to me. Like, for example, I'm not interested in golfing whatsoever. It seems like the most boring sport.
It is.
Yeah.
But I would love to be a caddy.
What?
Something about that is like really exciting to me, where I'm like, I would love to hold the bag and be like, oh, you need this club? I got you. I'm like, you should use this one, sir. And have like the little like vest and the hat. And, like,
And the really baggy
yeah,
like
and I'm
shorts.
like, oh, sir, here's the 9-iron. Like things like that.
I recommend the sand wedge, sir.
Like I'd really want to be like one of those PAs that just gets like everyone's coffee.
Yeah.
For some reason that seems so tight to me. I'm like, that seems like such a sick job to have. I'm like,
Okay.
I'd kill it.
Okay.
I would kill it. The boom mic guy.
Oh, you gotta that mad props for the boom mic guy. That thing is heavy.
I did it for a production class.
Yeah.
And I legit looked up boom mic guy on like Google Images, and I dressed like a boom mic guy every class, and I would just hold the boom mic,
Yeah.
and I was loving it.
Yeah.
As a kid, that was like I need to do that at least once in my life, and
Got that checked off.
so every time I see a job like that, I'm like, kind of want to just do these weird jobs that people usually hate.
These weird hustles.
Yeah, and I'm like, I kind of like the idea of just doing those.
That's so funny.
For some reason, that's more exciting to me than like the main thing, like the thing that should be exciting about it.
Like acting.
Yeah.
Nah. Boom mic operator.
Boom guy. I'll give like Tom Cruise his coffee.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be on
You
stage.
play chess with him.
Yeah, but I don't like. I'm
Oh,
not in there.
interesting move, Mr. Cruz.
Yeah.
Checkmate.
Big mistake.
Oh, I see you've left your queen unattended.
Like, I feel like I'd love acting, low key.
Your life is acting, my dude.
Yeah.
Every time you do that downtown character is acting.
I'm acting 90% of the
I have
time.
to do 3 like video projects for my media class. Maybe you want to act?
Sure.
I don't have any plan or any scripts or anything yet for any of them, but
I love it.
I'll keep you in mind.
Hey, appreciate it. Gotta get
Yeah.
gotta get the brand out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really gotta make a name for yourself.
Yeah. What name though? What's a
Yeah, would you
Not
keep,
my name.
Would you keep your regular name or would you have like a stage name?
Nah, I don't have a good stage name ideas. I just
Me
keep it with my
neither.
name.
Jack.
Jack.
Yeah.
You don't like Pickles?
Pickles.
Pickles.
Like the
Pickle
instrument.
Pickles. Pickle
Pickle
Nick.
Pickles sounds like some Greek story where he like looked in the wrong pond and then like,
You have not been
Poseidon-
told the story of Pickles the Lesser?
Yeah, and then he just and then like Aphrodite's like, you should have looked in that pond, and then she curses me to be like a frog or something
Yeah.
forever. That's what Pickles sounds like to me.
I love that story.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Like
A piccolo. You get turned into a piccolo.
the instrument.
Yeah.
I do like pickle.
And then people have to play you.
Or you just become a pickle.
I don't know about that.
Pickle.
That was like a metaphor of people playing you. That
Dude,
they do.
the capitalist plays you.
People stay playing other people.
People do be saying playing other people.
That's a fact.
That's fact.
But here's my opinion.
Ooh.
Fuck that shit.
Mm-hmm.
continue.
What? Like, what do you mean?
Just
Fuck what shit?
You know.
just in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
get them.
Mhm.
Let's go. Hey, everybody's listening. Let's get them.
Let's get them.
Meet me
If
outside.
you're listening right now, meet me in 5 minutes, and we'll go get them.
Meet me out back after this episode's
We'll
recorded,
get 'em.
and we'll go get them.
We'll get them. You know,
Every
fuck
single
them.
one of them.
Yeah.
we'll
That
take it
them
down.
too.
We'll
them
take
too.
Them
We'll take
too.
it out from the outside,
Yeah.
and then we'll go in, and then we'll take them outside.
No more of this reformist shit. You got to take it out from the outside.
Yeah. Not from the
man.
inside.
Then you
Don't
just
be
become a part of the
it. Yeah,
establishment.
it's not too bad in here.
Yeah, and you like the
Just
status
something
quo,
down.
and then
Get in there.
before you know
No,
it,
wait.
slavery
No,
is still
you
a
stay
thing.
out. You stay out of there, and then you get it.
Yeah.
This is really
So
an
that's what we're
Ox-
gonna do. We're gonna get them.
This is
We're gonna
really
get
an
'em.
Ox 2 conversation.
Here's a promise from your friend Nick. We're gonna get him.
We're gonna get them.
We're gonna
Ox
get 'em.
1 is over here. It's pretty
Don't
quiet
you
over
worry.
I
here.
know. It's like they're just going.
Really railroaded this. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
We're gonna get them, Nick.
I was
But there's
Don't
passion.
you keep your eye on the target, okay?
See, that's the one thing that I notice about me is that if someone's talking to me about something and there's no energy in what they're talking about, I'm already in a daydream about something going on like 3 days from now that
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But if someone's got passion behind what they're saying, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
But we're gonna get them.
But we're gonna get them because I like the way you're talking about it. But if
Yeah.
someone's like talking about something, like even if they're excited about it,
Yeah.
but they're
It's
like,
called
yeah,
stage presence.
there's this thing.
Yeah.
There's no stage presence.
And I think
Then
that's
I'm not
kind of what
present.
led to January 6th.
Hmm.
What happened on the 6th?
There was very good stage presence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Very good stage presence.
Right,
Let's leave it at that.
rightio. I am following. Yep,
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell, Nick.
I'm locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else do we want to talk about?
Are you an extrovert or an
Yeah.
introvert,
Let's
Trinity?
move away from me.
I am definitely an introvert. Like Nick has said, a lot of his activities are like solo activities, and that's the same thing for me. I am way more introverted than Nick. However, see, like there are times when I'm in a big group and I can thrive, but more than likely you're just gonna see me sitting there, and I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is good. This is good. When can I go home?
Yeah.
So yeah, when there's a lot of people in the office, I'm just like, I'm sitting in my corner. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Checking out the world all.
Yeah, but then somebody will talk to me and I panic.
Mm.
I
So
get
like when I
that
call you out a lot.
sometimes.
I'm like, oh God. I'm like, they're doing it again.
Well,
God
I
damn
get
it.
off in my own little daydream world.
Yeah, me too.
And then I'm just like thinking about stuff. And then I'm like, I'm not really talking to anyone right now. And I'm like, whatever. But I'm like thinking about other stuff. And then someone like asks me a question. And I'm like, what?
I do that a
Yeah.
lot.
And then I like answer, but like I'm not really like. Or like the other day, like in class, we had to like screen like a short project we did. And then like my teacher just was like, what do you think, Natasha? And I was like, what? Like I was like, I wasn't paying attention like at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that quite a bit.
Love that.
Yeah, so like when Bella likes to say my name really loudly, she'll go, Trinity. And I'm like, hi.
Tone it down a bit.
I know. I'm like, you're way too excited for me
I used to do
right
that
now.
with one of the people I worked with before I was full time.
Yeah.
Where they would like message me like a month in advance, like, "Oh, we got a shift together." Like, that's so sick, and it's like in all caps. And I would text them like, "Hey, relax. I go, hey, chill out.
Relax a little
I'm
bit.
not ready for this energy." I'm like, "You looked a month ahead, saw this, and we're stoked." And I love it, love the energy, but reel
Dial
it
it down.
in, reel it in.
Dial it down. But I love the energy.
It's odd though. It's a really weird thing because I like to bring the energy and I like to see the energy.
But when it's coming right back at you,
But when there's a lot of then again, I'm like, maybe I don't like this. I like to make myself very uncomfortable,
That's so weird.
and I hate it at the same time. I'm like, I like to get because I feel like you can't grow inside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I like to cause a lot of situations that make me uncomfortable to see how I act, and then I can learn from it. Because if I'm always comfortable, I get really bored,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm very lazy.
Yeah. I think
You know,
that's-
but Nick,
So
sometimes
Nick's-
it's okay to be lazy.
Nick stays on edge at all times. I am super paranoid.
Are you always anxious?
Not anymore.
Oh,
I used to be very anxious all the time.
okay.
believe it or not, there was a time where Nick would say maybe 3 words a day.
Wow.
Wow.
I would go a whole week without opening my mouth.
Wow. You've
I
come a
do
long
like
ways.
that.
Yeah.
Nick.
That's like high school for me. Like me now is so different than high school me.
Yeah, me now
Yeah.
would violently overwhelm past me.
Yeah, me too.
You
me
now would
too.
give old you a heart attack.
Yeah,
From
the
full-blown
energy.
panic
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, because like in high school, well, it's so funny. I didn't find out I had ADHD until like earlier, like a year ago. I didn't know I had ADHD, but I thought I had ADHD.
Yeah.
But it's funny. ADHD, for me at least, affected like my social
Yeah.
abilities.
Mm.
So when
Yeah.
I was like, so it's funny. So I guess it's my turn. I'm an extrovert
Really?
with ADHD and anxiety.
Interesting.
This is
I'm
Sounds-
an extrovert
fun
with
mix.
ADHD and anxiety. So it's like such a weird dynamic in my head sometimes.
Does your extrovertedness cause your anxiety? What causes your anxiety?
My anxiety is. That's a deep question.
Okay, we don't have to go there.
I think a lot of my anxiety is like stems from my ADHD.
Uh-huh.
It's because like at least in high school, I'd have all these thoughts going on in my head like constantly, like on a loop, and I just
Mhm.
could not decide which one to say, which one was like. You know, we were talking about like what thoughts are your thoughts and
Yeah.
what thoughts are like you get to decide what thoughts are like your thoughts.
Mhm.
I get this like automatic like thought like bombardment, and then I'm like, what's my thought? Which one do I want to say?
Yeah.
And then I'm on to the next one. So then the one that I was gonna say doesn't even feel like authentic
Yeah,
anymore.
I've been there.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'll
even
like tell a story and then
Yeah.
halfway through the story I get distracted with like something I just thought about
Uh-huh.
that's
Yeah.
like vaguely related in my head.
Yeah.
And then I'll start
Uh-huh.
talking about that. I'm like, I don't know where I was going with this.
yeah,
20 minutes later, I'm like, I'm sorry.
yeah,
I don't know what I was saying to you, actually.
yeah. And then it's like social pressure.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm weird. I think that's where a lot of my anxiety comes from. Is I feel like I'm like weird or something.
See, I've accepted
Mm-hmm.
that I am an anomaly.
You're a freak.
And so I'm just going to go with it. And if people stick around, that is great for them.
That's a good way
'Cause
to
I-
go about it.
I cannot change this.
Just embrace it, you know?
Just embrace
Because
it.
I feel like that's something that gave me
And
a lot
then
of
he'll gather
anxiety.
his army of
Yeah.
weirdos.
Yeah.
We're getting them.
Don't you forget, folks, we're going to get them.
Weirdos come to me. And in the middle of the night, we'll strike. When the normies are sleeping.
God.
That was
When
like
the
a
hour
totally
strikes
different
midnight.
voice.
Yeah, no.
That was a totally different character.
See, that's a weird thing I do too. That actually makes me uncomfortable. Is that I'll be having like I'll just be going through like a train of thought, having like a conversation in my head,
Yep.
and every once in a while, like every like few sentences back and forth, I'll say or reply to myself out loud, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm
You'll
ta-
reply to yourself?
yeah, like I'll be like having a back and forth in my head,
And
and
then-
then one of my thoughts will reply out loud rather than in
that's
my
so
head,
funny.
and it'll catch me off guard because I'm like, oh shit, I'm talking to myself out loud.
I do that too.
Where I'm like, no, don't do that, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Nick, you said the quiet part out loud.
I know. I'm like, and I'll do like walking by someone random. I'm like, I sound so weird. I'm like, God damn it.
I walk around singing.
Yeah.
Dead ass.
Yeah, but that's cute.
My favorite thing to do is like when I'm walking out of the parking garage, I love singing in the parking garage. And I've gotten like, it was like campus security, like drove by me one day and was like, you have a beautiful voice. It was like what they said to me. And I was like, all right. And I had
Hell
like,
yeah.
and I had like one other girl.
Appreciation.
I never even saw her face, just from across the parking garage was like, yes, queen. Like, just like yelled at me. And I don't know who that person was to this day, but I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So funny.
Thanks, girl.
My main thing is like, I like, as we know, I like K-pop, so I like learn a lot
Yeah.
of the dances too.
Oh, yeah?
And so like if there's
danza.
a song in my head, I can't get rid of it. You will
You're dancing it
sometimes
out.
see me like doing some weird hand movements. That's just me dancing
Mm-hmm.
in my head,
Oh.
but I just can't help but like do the hand.
Do you have like a
movements.
TikTok, like a dance TikTok
No,
that you dance to BTS?
no,
No.
no.
Sounds like something's in the works.
Mm-hmm.
I
Ah,
looked
you
the other day.
wish.
Speaking of TikTok, I came across another one of Kyle's
Oh
TikTok.
God, no.
And I clicked on his page because I was like, this is just wild. He has 200K followers.
so many
What?
followers.
What?
Like Kyle?
Absurd.
Kyle?
Like AV Kyle?
No,
No,
so it's
no.
old
Oh.
Ops Kyle.
Ops Kyle.
Oh, okay.
And he has. I didn't realize he was
Dude's
that popular.
popping. I was like, because I thought it was like 20K, which still
Mm-hmm.
way more than
Well,
I've ever seen
still.
anyone I know have.
Mhm.
And then I looked and I was like, 200K? I was like, what?
I know, and then he has
crazy.
like a second account too.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked.
Whoa.
And
at
then his girlfriend has like 50K.
Yeah, she has a lot.
They're popping off
Whoa.
on the talk,
On the talk?
on the TikTok.
Wow.
On the talk. On the talk. My parents like to watch, or like my mom likes to watch like Today, like news.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't even know what they're talking about, like the TikTok ban, or
Mhm.
like, and then like the reporter said something like tick for TikTok or something, and I was like, oh my god, dude.
That is such a boomer comment.
It
I love those
is.
types of
It, like,
jokes.
so
Yeah.
is.
They're so bad, but they get me.
So TikTok will be banned from all state devices. Looks like it's tick for TikTok.
Well, it's funny when they're like dead ass serious.
Yeah.
It's like a live report. Like
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
why, but he was like standing outside, like talking about TikTok.
He's
here I am,
outside.
standing in front of the state capitol where they just signed the bill getting rid of
Here I
TikTok.
am outside of Times Square where TikTok will be banned from every state. You're like, what? Why are you out there?
Tick for TikTok.
Tick TikTok.
But it's funny because he's like he delivers it so
Yeah,
serious.
yeah.
Like he really thinks that's like a good line.
Well, that's gonna get him his viral. You know.
Well, it is. At this point in the game, that is gonna get him his viral.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the TikTok ban, you know, I'm here for it.
Yeah. You think it's good they banned TikTok?
I don't really know. To be honest, it could be good, it could be bad. I use TikTok. It's like one of the two social medias that are in use for me.
Yeah.
And I enjoy TikTok because there's a lot of random stuff that
Oh,
makes
yeah.
me laugh.
Yep.
But then there's a lot of stuff that's like it's just targeting me
Yeah.
on an emotional level, and I am like, you gotta fucking relax.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, you know, like here's what you say and stuff, or like look up. And I don't talk about any of the stuff going on with me out loud enough
But
For-
it shows up on your
for
TikTok.
TikTok to be getting just right to the core of my
Yeah.
problems. And I'm like,
For
okay.
real.
I'm like, all right.
No, for
And then I heard it was
real.
getting banned. I'm like, you know what? That'd be great.
That's good.
Because I use this app too much to stop using it
Yeah.
cold turkey.
Yeah.
And if it just got banned outright, I'd be so okay with
See,
that.
like I have the hour thing on it,
Oh yeah.
but I still just put my code in, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you know
I
what?
did
Oh
that
my
too.
gosh.
I
I'll
did
spend
that
another
too.
couple hours.
Where I'm like, yeah, 1 hour a day, that's enough. And then I would like skip, and I'm like, all right, we're back on here.
I deleted TikTok months ago, and I can proudly say I haven't downloaded it again.
Well, that's great.
I
You're doing
download
good.
it
That's
and then I
great.
delete it and then I download it, but I think this time it's for good.
I think the best thing
Especially
I've
if it
found
gets
on
banned.
TikTok in the last like 6 months, there's just like one mashup of a song that has just it's so good.
You know, it's so funny.
And
My
I
sister likes
found it on
to-
YouTube, so now I don't have to find it on TikTok anymore.
That's good. My sister likes to ask what's on my For You page every now and then because we're definitely on different sides of TikTok. And she's like, have you heard like that song about like, get me a short king or whatever? And I went, no, I've been listening to Let Me Do It For You, Kermie, with the dog.
Oh,
I have no idea what,
that, like-
what you're talking about.
I hate that shit.
Yes.
It makes me laugh, but I'm like, God damn it.
She didn't. Did you guys hear about the Feliz Navidad and the apple bottom jeans song?
No,
No.
that
Oh
sounds
my
amazing.
God. So it's fucking hilarious. My sister had never heard it till I showed it to her, and I was like, "This is what I'm doing on TikTok. What are you doing on TikTok?" You should listen to it because it's a mashup of Feliz Navidad and apple bottom jeans, and it's one of the most amazing things I've
Whoa.
ever heard.
I think the one TikTok that keeps, because I like followed a bunch of people, the one that keeps showing up for me that I respect and is my number one TikTok is this guy who's kicking a rock, and he
Yeah.
kicks a rock until it's perfectly spherical.
What?
He's on season 2 because the first rock broke in half after day like
No.
35.
Did you catch it on video?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
he records it. He's like, and he goes like miles walked, and it's like this much, and he goes roundness scale. It's like 4 out of 10, and like
What
things
were,
like that. And so we're on season 2, new rock. This thing's like a rectangle. I'm like, this is gonna be so good. And it's like there's so many stats that he puts up on the like, 'cause it's like
Roundness.
day 35, season 2, kicking a rock until it's a sphere. And all the comments are people that are just super invested in this rock. They're like, I've been here since season 1, and I'm like, this is the best. I'm like, this is the best.
The comments on TikTok
Are way better than the
are
videos.
exactly.
God.
It's what gets me.
Yeah.
It's what
Okay,
kept
so
me on
when did-
TikTok.
When you first joined TikTok, what hole did you go down?
I can't even remember.
I can remember mine.
Okay, tell us.
I was watching a lot of Harry Potter movies when the
Yeah.
pandemic hit, so I went down Draco Talk. It was terrible. I was so happy I got out because I was like, good
There's a lot of like
Lord.
sexual
I
content
know,
about
but the
Draco
funny thing,
Malfoy on
I
TikTok.
so the funny thing is, I would send the most random videos to my mom about it, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" We're like in our own rooms at the same time, and she's like, she'll come into my room. She's like, "Pretty, what the fuck is this?" And I was like, "Did you not like it?"
That's news to me.
And I was like, "It's hilarious, isn't it?" Oh God,
I'm trying to remember what was on TikTok when I first got on.
I
there.
can't remember.
man, but it was terrible. I hated it. I don't know why. I tried to get out of it, but it just I was in there
It's
forever.
addicting.
Yeah.
It
Because
was-
I only use Twitter and TikTok.
Use Twitter.
Twitter is essentially just TikTok comments without the video, and I love it.
You're right. If you
People
yeah.
just say some out of pocket thing, and I'm like, yes, and I retweet it. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the most psychotic thing I've
right.
ever heard. And I'm like, retweet. And then I always just tweet like really just vague things on Twitter because I'm like, this will be really funny for future Nick to look back
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I'm like, no one else will get it. Like yesterday, I tweeted, I believe it's time for the plot to thicken. No context. And I was like, that's amazing.
The plot of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also tweet that or just really existential things just to mix it up. And every once in a while, someone will message me like, "Hey, you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just getting weird on Twitter, man." Like I forgot what I tweeted like a while ago, but it was like, I dreamt that I had woken up, That was it.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's,
And I'm
pretty
That's
deep.
meta.
and I was like, "That's getting into it."
That's pretty
And then
deep.
someone was like, "Hey, you good?"
You're still in the Matrix.
And I'm like, "We'll never know, man. We'll never know."
Whoa.
So I like to get weird on Twitter because that's what Twitter's all about.
Yeah, that's
Might as
true.
well.
You just say something, and everyone if the worst thing that you say, the more people will like it,
Yeah, that's true.
and that kills me about it.
That's pretty true.
But I stopped using like Instagram like 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Me too.
At one point, I was like, I should start using this more.
Nope.
Posted like once a month for like 3 months, and I was like, we're doing good, Nick. And then a bunch of stuff happened, and I was like, you know what? I don't want people to know what I'm up to.
Yeah. Like in high school, I used to post like anything that I thought was like of worth. Like I wasn't up to that much, or I wasn't up to much. So then anytime I did anything, I was like, gotta post that to the Instagram. And then I'd feel real bad about myself when no one commented or liked it because no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit about you on Instagram.
Yeah.
The funny
Yeah.
thing is that my best friend and I talk
Mhm.
to each other on Instagram, despite us having each other's numbers.
Mhm.
That's where we always
For a
talk.
while, my brother only messaged me on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I was like, you have my phone number.
So that's the only
Yeah.
reason why I still have it, because I hardly ever post. I only do it to talk to
my
friends.
sister would text me like on Instagram or like even like in TikTok, and I'd be like, "What the heck?" And then I have like messages like all over the place. I have messages in like Snapchat, messages in
Yeah.
TikTok, messages in Instagram,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm just like,
Does that stuff like overwhelm you when
What?
you have a lot of messages?
I
Yes.
hate it.
Because I'm like the type of person that if I get something, I usually reply like as soon as I get it.
yeah,
Because like my phone's like I always like my phone's near me, so I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna reply. I'm not gonna do the whole like I should wait like 20 minutes because
It's
I
like-
sent them 20 minutes to send it
It's
to
a
me.
weird social.
I just
Oh, yeah.
I just
for me.
respond like right away. But if like I'm not getting to something, like if I'm busy, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh wow, there's 5 people sent me like 20 TikToks, and I have 80 TikToks I have to look at. Or like there's messages on Instagram. I'm like, oh, this is getting kind of backed up. I'm like, maybe we'll just ignore it.
I get overwhelmed from my text messages and my email.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't get text messages, so the email gets me.
Well, I have
Lots of emails.
more text messages now because I got off of Instagram, so I'm only communicating with people on Instagram. I do have a Snapchat, but I don't open Snapchats for like days.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so mine is like, I have major social anxiety.
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing. Like for text messages, I'll see it and I'll be like, oh, I should respond. But then I'm like, then they'll see that I saw it.
Yeah.
Because I
Turn read receipts off.
have a Samsung. Okay.
Okay.
It's a little
Apple
different
just
than
added a
Apple.
thing where you can unsend your messages.
Yeah, I saw a
Yeah.
commercial for that.
And I was like, yo.
and the guy's
I would
gecko was
benefit from that
dead.
First
so
thought
much.
was like, should I just like, this is really bad. This actually is not good. I was like, should I just delete all the messages I sent to people and then just pretend like I never like start gaslighting them into thinking we never had the conversation?
Nick, no.
And then I was like, well, that's too much work. Because what I used to do, okay, this is something I used to enjoy doing on Snapchat.
this sounds bad.
I would
man.
send a snap saying, oh, sorry, wrong person to like 30 people. And that's the first thing I sent them. Because I'm like, that'd be great. And it's not people I would talk to a lot. Like some would be and some wouldn't. And then I would just wait to see what kind of messages I got back. And someone goes, you didn't send me anything. And I go, I said wrong person. And they're like, yeah, but you didn't send anything before that. And I'm like, dude, I didn't mean to send you anything. I'm sorry. Like, that's what that snap was about. And he was like, but you didn't send me anything. And I was like, dude, relax. Like, it's not a big deal. I just accidentally sent you something. And I would just do that to a bunch of people.
I like to do that shit like in Tinder. I don't do that
Really?
anymore, but I used to just fuck with dudes. Like, I just send like the most random like shit, like not sexual or anything, like having to do with nothing. I can't think of an example, but they just be like, "Do you like? Why are we talking?" Like,
Yeah.
because I just didn't want to talk. I was not on there to date people. I was just on there to fuck with people because
Yeah.
I was bored.
That's funny.
So,
Yeah.
Because, like, Instagram people send me, like, snaps now. They're like, hey, did you check that, like, reel I sent you on Instagram? I go, dude, I haven't been on there in 4 months, but, like, this is going to make it worth it. And I was like, I believe you. I'm like, I'd love to believe you, but I'm not getting back on there just to see your reel.
All right, guys. I gotta go.
Dinner
You gotta
plans?
go.
Dinner
Alright.
plans.
Happy birthday. We're
Thank
singing
you.
happy birthday to her.
Oh,
as
okay, I'll
she's
sing
it.
singing.
Happy birthday to you.
Terrible.
Happy birthday to
She's
you.
actively leaving the room.
Happy birthday.
She's running out.
dear
She's jogging out of the room.
Nadine. Happy birthday to you.
She hustled out of here.
Whoa.
She hustled.
We really made her uncomfortable.
I made me uncomfortable.
But it was worth it.
I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. She was like, I hate that. Just took off. It was gone. But yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, my last thing I did on Instagram was unfollowed like 600 people.
Whoa.
And then I was like, wait, why am I doing this? I'm not going to be using this. So then I
Yeah.
just stopped using it.
Nice.
And then Snapchat, like I used to post stories on it a lot because I thought things were interesting.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of what I thought was good content. But then I was like, I don't want people to know what I'm up to.
Yeah.
So then I just
Yeah.
stopped posting on anything anymore.
That's how I feel. I feel like for me, A, people don't need to know what I'm up to.
Yeah.
But like B,
Again, because fuck them.
'cause
We're
fuck
coming for
'em.
them.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna get 'em.
We're going to get them.
But
You'll
also-
find out what we're up to when
it
we come and
also-
get you.
But it also adds kind of like a layer of
See, you're a follower.
of like mystery for
Mhm.
me. I feel like I'm like mysterious or some
Yeah.
shit, and people don't know what's going on in my life. Like people I went to high school with,
Yeah.
I like. We used to. I would like. That's who I was following. Was people I used to go to high school with, and then it felt like a. Who's up to what now?
Yeah,
who's doing the
100%.
coolest shit or whatever? And I'm like, I went to Europe over the summer, and I didn't post not a single photo.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
a single.
That's also
photo.
a thing I've stopped doing. Is like taking pictures of everything I'm
Yeah,
doing.
and I didn't take as many pictures
Yeah.
as like.
It's nice to just
Yeah.
experience.
Just
the thing.
exist.
Yeah.
Mm,
You know, exist in the moment. You don't need to.
People don't do that enough.
Yeah.
No.
There's some people that I know that like to take pictures of everything they're doing. Like if we hang out as a group and stuff, and I'm like, can we just like hang out?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, get in a picture, and I'm like, wow. And then I always ruin the picture on purpose. I think that's just me being a little petty.
Yeah.
It was like I just wanted to hang out with my friends, and now we have to do like this whole posed
Yeah.
picture.
Group photo.
So then I'm always like I'm always just making like this really weird face.
But
Sometimes like when my friends introduce me to
Yeah.
their parents, and the parents are like, oh, let's take a picture. I'm always like, I'm just like making like a really scared face, and then my friend will text me like 2 days later, Nick, what the fuck is this? And then it's just my big face zoomed in the picture, and I'm like, I forgot I did that.
Because that's what we always do
Yeah.
at the guy's house whenever it's like a themed party. We always take a group photo.
Yeah.
Do you not like that either, Nick?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Because it's like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll get in the picture, and I'm like, we don't like. I have a ton of photos on my phone.
Yeah.
A lot of them are like reference images for like art and
yeah,
stuff.
I have
But
that
then like
too.
a lot of other things are things I thought was funny at the moment. I was like, oh, I want to save this, and I never go back and look at it.
Yeah.
So then I've been going through and deleting a bunch of stuff because I'm like, this is so funny. I'm like, I can't wait to look at that again and laugh at it.
yeah.
And then like 2 years later, I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm
I
like, what
do
are you
that too.
What's the context of this
I have
shitty
forgotten,
photo?
and I'm like, I'm deleting it.
Yeah.
Like I used to save so many TikToks, and I'd be like, "That
Mhm.
is so hilarious!" Like I'm gonna go back and look at that. No,
Nope.
no, I'm not, and I have not. So I just deleted all the TikToks off
And
my
pretty
phone.
soon you won't get that option because TikTok will be gone.
Exactly.
Tick, tick, TikTok.
Tick, tick. We're coming for you.
We're coming for you. We'll get you.
What if we did like like a weekly update on the TikTok situation, and then we like recorded
We're-
like a pre-recorded TikTok. That's
We're
like the
20 days into the TikTok
ban.
countdown.
You know that like joke of like, oh, I haven't had sex in so many days. Like I just like walked barefoot outside, so I don't know. It's just like
Yeah.
that random shit, like that like joke of like I did this just so I could feel something. It's like that, but with TikTok.
I like it.
I haven't used TikTok in 4 weeks. I stabbed myself with a pencil just to feel again.
TikTok was giving you that much
I
life.
found that my thumb was just scrolling in midair, and
Yeah.
I didn't even have a phone in my hand, dude.
It was the phantom scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one thing I used to catch myself doing is like I'd be on like Twitter. I'm like, all right, I've been on too long, and I get off of it and immediately click it again. I'm like, what am I doing?
I did
like,
that
what are you doing?
too.
Yeah.
I'd be
So-
like, okay, I'm done on Instagram. What else am I gonna do? And I'd be like, there's nothing else. And then I would just automatically hit Instagram again. I'd be like, I was just in here. Like, what am I
There's
doing?
nothing left to look
There's
at.
nothing. I mean, there's so much more to look at, but like, I'm not getting anything out of that.
Yeah.
And
So-
that's how toxic social medias are.
Yeah.
Sure, dude.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Shaw, dude.
I'm
I'm not
weaning
into it,
myself
dude.
off.
Gotta be
the
careful
poison.
with those social
Over the
medias,
summer,
Nene.
I almost got a flip phone. Like I
Wow.
almost went back to a
See-
flip phone because
Whoa.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sick of this." Like texting gives
Yeah.
me like I hate texting. Like okay, if it's like a person I like texting, I don't mind it or whatever. But when I have all these text messages, some of them are business, some of them are friends, some of them are my family.
Yeah.
It's like my grandma, and I feel bad because I haven't texted her back because I'm busy texting back all the other people
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
dealing with everything. I mean, like obviously I'd still get like text messages and stuff, but it would be so much less than like on a smartphone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now apparently it's a trend.
Oh yeah, it's been
Like flip phones are like trending.
yeah for a few years now.
Yeah.
One of my friends from college never had a smartphone, and he
Mhm.
exclusively got a flip phone to avoid like, social medias and shit.
Exactly what we're
So,
talking about. Yeah.
It was slightly complicated because he couldn't, do any of that, photos. And texting was a hassle because you have to hit like 2-3 times and then
Yeah,
5
yeah.
3
God,
times.
that would be rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't. Oh, it's weird because like I don't text people a ton.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't call people.
Yeah.
I don't like being on the phone because I get really anxious. I'm like, I don't know what to do with my body. So they'll be like doing that like joke where you wander around, you're like upside down on your couch and like you're like
Yeah.
just inside your laundry machine. You're like, yeah, I'm not doing much. It's like I'm like, God, I don't want to be on the phone. But there's certain people I can talk on the phone for like hours.
Yeah.
Most people I'm like, let's keep it to like 2 minutes.
Mhm.
Sometimes they
Get in
start
there,
rambling.
give me the
They start
information,
rambling
get
something
out.
else, and I feel bad, but I'm like, I gotta go, and I like hang up. I'm like, God, good lord, I just don't like. There's a weird thing. I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah, no, I get that.
because I feel like my social anxiety stems from me feeling like I have to be a specific version of myself
Oh yeah.
every time I interact with people.
Nah.
So I always gotta be like the top of my game. I gotta be this character
No.
when I'm
Nick,
interacting
no.
with people,
I
and that's
feel
why
like
I
I
get
have
so
that too.
exhausted all the time. So I'm always
Yeah.
like, man, sometimes I'm not in a good mood.
I get
People
that
don't want to see you in a
yeah.
bad mood, so I'm like, I just gotta be
exactly.
Nick.
No,
I
Nick.
get this thing
You
where-
don't
put my
always
leather
have to be.
jacket on,
Yeah.
I slick my hair back. I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
cool, Nick.
No,
Walk
Nick.
around with a big jukebox,
Nah.
like, cart around.
You don't have to do that.
I
No.
don't have to bring the jukebox.
No, you don't have to put on cool Nick when you're not feeling like cool
and that's
Nick.
what I'm learning.
That's
We're healing
good.
people.
Mm-hmm. That is progress.
We're making progress.
Yeah.
No, I do the same thing.
Yeah, I know. Counseling. Highly,
Yeah.
highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
Powerful stuff.
Powerful
Mhm.
tools.
Yeah, a lot of
Powerful
feelings. A lot of
tools.
feelings.
A lot
here.
of feelings in the
A
room.
lot of feelings in counseling. I had my counseling today.
Oh yeah, how'd that
Yeah.
go?
It was intense.
Yeah.
I
Your
relate.
boy was crying a lot.
A lot of feelings.
A lot of feelings in the room. A lot of feelings. Wow, a lot of powerful feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good.
So yeah, we're making
The
progress.
healing process has started.
Well, I mean, I've been in counseling for like about a year now. Not about. I'd say 8 months.
Yeah.
And
But
a
it's
roller
only
coaster.
just started.
Today marks the
Whoa.
first day that I am healing.
Mark this
I
day.
have stopped scratching my scab, and I'm letting it heal. We're gonna have a few scars
Yeah.
due to me scratching it so much, but here
Those
we
are scars of healing, though.
Yeah,
The memories of the pain.
How do you guys feel about scars? Not emotional,
But like physical
but physical
scars?
scars.
Like, do I like, am I self-conscious about
Yeah,
them?
is that something that you guys are like, ooh, I don't want people to
I
see
wouldn't
this giant,
say that
like-
I have any very obvious scars. But
Yeah?
like my sister has a big scar in her forehead
Yeah?
because long story short, we were at a birthday party. It was a bouncy house slide.
Ooh.
I was going up the slide and
Yeah.
she was coming down the slide and my tooth went into her forehead and it
Whoa.
was
That's a bloody
a whole
scene.
thing. But she used to be really like self-conscious about
Yeah.
that because it's like a big scar like on her face.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I don't really have any scars that I'm like I feel like maybe if I had a scar on my face, I might be self-conscious about it. Yeah, those are my thoughts. How about you, Doug?
Well, I actually do have a scar on my face, but
Where?
well, right. So, on the outside of my left eye,
Mm-hmm.
there's a little scar,
Okay. I think I
like
see it.
horizontal scar. Because long story short, when I was a kid, we were sledding,
Mhm.
and I was I had gotten down to the bottom of the hill, and my friend was hauling ass coming down. He was coming right
Mhm.
for me, and I turn around, right, because like I'm basically laying down
Yeah.
in the snow, and I turn my head up the hill, and it fucking makes contact. This
The
plastic sled makes
sled?
contact with my head.
Oh.
Did it like cut you open?
Oh yeah,
Did
yeah.
it kill you?
Yeah, I'm dead now. Yeah, no, yeah. It was very bloody. It was
My
like
goodness.
less than a
Damn.
centimeter away from my eye, but yeah,
That's kind of horrifying.
yeah. It was
How
scary.
old were you?
Second grade, so
That's traumatizing.
first grade.
So like what?
I was very young,
So like
6, 7, 16.
It's like a bit my
Fuck
dad
you,
does.
Nick. Fuck you.
That's a bit my dad does. He'll tell a story about when you were like 3 or something and you like pooped your pants or whatever. And he goes, yeah, you were like what, like 18, 19? And I'm like, dude, like always tell like an embarrassing story and then be like, you're like what, 22? 21? And I'm like, it kills me every time. It's such a good thing.
really good
Yeah.
tactic.
It's so good. Like, yeah, like what? You like ran around the house naked.
You
Like
pooped your
13? And you're
You
like,
cried
no.
for
I
your
was like a-
mommy.
you're like a baby, and he's like, yeah, you were like 13, right? And your mom had to change you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So yeah.
No, yeah. So I have a little scar right next to my eyeball. I was not self-conscious about it.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, I kind of forget it's there.
Mm.
Yeah, I never noticed it.
Yeah. I mean, it's so small.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even have to do stitches; they just super glued it shut.
Yeah.
Luckily, it didn't have to do
Kinda,
anything
like,
to my eye.
blind you or
Yeah,
something.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been.
That's a
tough.
different story. I'm just
Yeah.
walking around with an eye patch my
You
entire
look
life.
Pretty cool.
I mean, yeah,
For me,
but
for some reason,
Yeah.
I've started to really like. I'm like very like OCD about my spaces where I'm like everything needs to be organized.
Yeah.
I'll like if I'm
Mhm.
at a restaurant, I'll like put the menu parallel to like the table and stuff.
oh,
Like and like all my like
Oh.
napkins and stuff, I'll fold before I throw them away and things. But, like,
Oh.
For some reason, I really find like asymmetry really appealing to me. So like
that's
I
kind
like
of counter
stars.
to your.
Yeah. And it's a weird thing where like a lot of my clothes sometimes I'll wear them like asymmetrical
Yeah.
like shoes. I'll
Like
put
right now.
yeah, and like shoes I'll put on like if they come with 2 different color shoelaces, I'll put one color on one shoe and one
Right
on the
on.
other. And like sometimes if my outfit that I'm wearing has like there's sometimes I wear an outfit that has red and blue on it,
Yeah.
like on the top.
Yeah.
So I'll wear a red shoe and a blue shoe. Oh.
That's cool.
And I just
I
do
like
things like
that.
that where I like asymmetrical like clothing and stuff. So like scars are like that on your body where like they also have a little
Oh.
history to it.
yeah.
Where
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this person's been through something. Yeah. But then it also makes your like you're not like I think the imperfection of it where it's like, oh, like your body's got like some stuff. This guy's fought in a couple of wars, I can tell. He's got a scar in his pinky. I can tell he's seen combat.
yeah.
And I don't know, for some reason I find that really cool. I'm like, oh, that's a cool thing. Like I've seen people like
Yeah.
on TikTok, for example, that have like a scar in their face, and then they built like a
Yeah.
whole TikTok thing out of just having a giant scar.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's a cool
I
like
think
thing.
there was like this woman I saw on TikTok and she had this giant scar like across her face. And then when it was healing, it like looked kind of nasty. But then once it healed, I was like, that's kind of badass.
But for some
you know?
reason, yeah, the asymmetry of like scars, I'm like,
Mhm.
I kind of think these are cool.
Do you have any scars?
I have one on my chin, which you can't see most of the time when I have a beard.
Yeah.
But like on the bottom, there's a part where my hair doesn't grow, and around it, all the hair comes out white. Like there's like
Oh.
white
That's a
hairs.
scar.
And then I have one on my hand from work
Mm.
And-
A bowling injury.
Yeah.
A
I've-
bowling injury.
I feel like I've gotten injured by myself more than anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a lot of scars around my body that like stuff, and like my shoulder, I've dislocated it,
Oh.
and so I have this like spider web of like stretch marks that are like really deep that go like across the front of my shoulder, and I like it. And I was like, man, I wish I had more of these.
Well, you could just dislocate your other
I
shoulder.
could just like physically harm myself.
That's I don't know about that.
But
Yeah.
that's a
I'm gonna have to
not
shut
a-
that down.
That's not a healthy thing to do.
It's not a healthy
But-
thing to do.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think scars look bad on like anybody.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I think
But-
it's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just like that
Yeah.
it kind of just turns more people into more of like a character.
Yeah.
Because I
Makes
feel like a
them
lot
more
of people.
human or something.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people get in this cookie cutter thing where it's like this is the current thing that everybody's into, so everybody's doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dressing wise, everybody dresses the same way
Yeah.
and everyone acts the same way.
Yeah.
Everyone picks up the same slang and stuff where they're all
Yeah.
saying stuff. And then
No
when
cap.
people have like,
I
God,
bet.
that hurt physically.
Well, sometimes you got some riz, you know.
My God,
Bet.
this guy is assaulting me. This
Yeah.
guy's beating me down.
Yeah.
Slang.
With slang, he's slam poetry.
What, are you having a no bones day?
I don't even know what that means.
That's pretty chuggy.
Wait,
I feel
knew
left
what,
out.
I knew what no
In, like, the
bones
worst
day
way
meant
possible.
at one point, but I don't remember.
I don't know.
Googled it.
I don't know.
I'm
man.
just saying.
Okay,
shit.
everyone, comment below.
Yeah. What's your favorite
What's your worst-
shitty Zoomer slang?
What's
Yeah.
your worst no bones day?
Go.
I don't know what it means, so please
Tell us what.
be PG.
Google it and paste the definition into the comment section.
No, you all
That's
know.
just
Let's
the
be real.
thumbnail
You know.
for
But
the,
like
the podcast is just the definition. No bones.
but like everyone do that. Like everyone. You know?
Yeah.
Like
and
everyone.
I will go back and remove those comments. So
No,
go
we'll
for it.
like the one that we like the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and remove the others.
But I like, yeah, so I like people that kind of
I don't know
have, like,
about
a
the
little character to 'em.
censorship, you know?
I
Listen,
like people that are very
I
authentic
bought
to themselves.
YouTube for $44 billion, and I don't like people making fun of me. Okay.
Because, yeah, people that are
Yeah.
unapologetically themselves, I find very refreshing, and those are the type of people I
Yeah.
like to be
Mhm.
around.
Mm-hmm.
Because then there's people, even if you're like, you do something and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, like, you're like too much. Because I do that a lot where I'll
Mhm.
apologize for something I say.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that felt like that was a lot. It was a lot for me to say, and I was like, that was not all right.
Yeah.
But then people are like, you're fine. And I'm like, it's just because I get self conscious being myself a lot of the time.
I do too.
So when other people are themselves, it makes me feel more okay to be myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've gotten really good because I am an extrovert, but I didn't used to be this way. I've gotten really good, I feel like, at making people comfortable to be themselves. But then I go through periods of time, like this past week of school, the first week of classes were like horrible. And then I just was like, I don't even know who I am anymore. And then it's like, I can't be like authentic.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it takes like, it's like a mental health thing. And then it takes like time to get back to being like authentic. But then I feel even worse, like shittier about myself because I'm like, just be yourself, Tasha. I don't know. It's like a whole,
No, I feel that.
it's
I
like
do
a
that a
whole
lot too.
thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a rough little cycle.
Yeah.
It really is.
Cyclical.
You're like,
Mhm.
whoa. And then you're like, okay, no, we're chilling. And then you're like,
Yeah.
and then like you look in the mirror and you're like, what the hell are you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
You're blowing it, man. And then you're like,
We're coming for you.
and then you like look around in the other mirror and you're like, okay, let's relax. Let's take it easy on him. And then you have
Yeah.
this whole thing.
So you're doing like a Green Goblin.
Yeah, I'm doing a
bit.
Green Goblin. I'm doing a Norman.
Norman Osborn.
Storming
bit.
Norman
Yeah.
in the mirror. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's some Spider-Man meme.
It's
they're coming out with the second Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
The Spider-Verse, yeah.
And I'm excited about that.
Yeah. It looks good.
I'm not a huge Spider-Man. Not like I have anything against it. I just never really like saw it.
Mhm.
But I
Mm.
do like the Into the Spider-Verse ones.
Yeah.
I think they're good.
Have you seen the Into the Spider-Verse?
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it was a
the
good one.
animation is
That's what
cool.
I like.
The
is
design.
I feel like every studio, I don't know, is that one under? Was that done by Disney or was that just?
No, it's
I
a
th-
separate.
Is it the Sony?
I think that
I
was
think
done by
it's Sony,
Sony.
I believe.
So yeah,
they
I like the studios.
developed the art style like it hadn't existed before.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. It's like a comic book.
Like
to
literally every frame is like a comic book.
Yeah, it's a mix of
Cell.
That's
2D
crazy.
animation overlaid on top of 3D animation.
Yeah.
That's
Which is
crazy.
wild.
Yeah.
And
Looks great.
It
Yeah, it
looks
looks great, and
amazing.
it's like it's refreshing to see animation like that
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
Disney is like kind of the top animation studio, and all their animations have stopped looking as unique, and it's
Yeah.
all like
Yeah.
every
The uniform.
it's
Yeah, I
like
don't
every
like
character
it.
has the same look, and they all
Yeah.
look like the same character,
Yeah, I
different
don't like
stories,
it.
and it's
Yeah.
starting to get old for me.
Yeah.
I like old Disney designs, and
Classic.
I even like old, like obviously animating like 70 years ago or however old Disney is like the process is different, and I just like the way it looks. Like it doesn't look like perfect
Mm-hmm.
like what Disney's trying to do today, but I like all the extra like you can see like the lines and
Mhm.
Yeah.
like the actual like
The
animation.
old 2D style.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a cool thing I saw on Twitter where it's like an artist was talking about like anime, like the Japanese animation style versus like the Western animation style.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like Western animation is focused on solely the form of all the things in it. So like
Mhm.
everything has the form. It's focused on like being anatomically correct.
Yeah.
Things are moving right.
It's idealized.
And with like Eastern animation in like Japan and China and stuff, it's all about the energy of the scene.
yeah.
So in those animations, you can see like the lines are starting to spread apart or get thicker, and like characters
Yeah.
aren't really solid, and it's just like really crazy expressions and like movements.
Yeah.
Because they want to capture the emotion and the energy of the scene rather than just
Yeah.
focus on the form of like the
Yeah.
characters in it. And
That's
that's why
what it
it's more
is.
appealing to me
Mhm.
because you can really mix it up and get like really cool animation from that. And that's
Yeah.
like Spider-Verse does that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where like scenes will have like crazy pops of color and changes in like proportions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like the Puss in Boots movie that came out, go see it. I've seen it 4 times. The thing is amazing.
I think
Does
this
it
is
do the
the
same
second
thing?
raving review Nick has
Have I done it on the podcast before?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we
You
talked
should go
about
see it. It's still in theaters. I think I'm gonna go see it
I should
tomorrow
go see
again.
Do you want to go see it? Wait, I can't tomorrow.
Oh, that's just
Uh,
when Justin suggested going, and I was like, yeah, I'll tag along. I love that movie.
Oh, that's
But
funny.
that does a similar Spider-Verse thing where it's like 3D animation, and then they do like sort of like a painting type thing over it,
Really?
so it has a very storybook feel.
So it doesn't look like Shrek.
No, it's like a brand
like
new
its own
animation,
thing.
and it feels like
That's cool.
it's so good. It's like the animation is just done just perfectly, and it's refreshing because everything else seems like kind of the same thing.
When did we start recording?
3 days ago.
About an
Mm.
hour and 12 minutes ago.
Oh, hey, we're coming up on about
Ah.
the same amount of time.
We're
We're
pretty
chaotic,
good,
We're
baby.
but
getting good.
consistent.
Somehow consistent.
Somehow.
Somehow.
And that,
I want to
has
plug
yet
one
to
last
escape me.
animation
All
thing.
right.
There's a series on Netflix called Love, Death, and Robots.
That's a good
Ooh,
one.
I've heard of that.
Isn't
Yeah.
it different styles every episode?
Yeah, it's like it's like each season is like how many ever shorts they do,
Yeah.
and it's like a different story that involves like one of those, like at least one of those 3 keywords.
Mm-hmm.
But each one has a completely different animation style, and it's a different story. They're not like
Oh, that's
continuing.
cool.
And so you get all these different stories with different animations and stuff, and it's really cool to see what all these different artists do, and they're all
And
like
they
10
have
minutes.
different artists
Yeah.
do each episode.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then some seasons start doing stuff where they have like sequels to the ones from previous
Yeah.
seasons where they bring back like certain artists.
Bob's Burgers did like an episode like that where they had like a single episode and they had like a bunch of different artists animate like a 30-second scene or something. So it would just switch from scene to scene and it was like a different artist, but it was
Oh,
like
that's
one
cool.
story.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff where they mix it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Make it spicy with it.
Oh, yeah.
Spicy with it.
But yeah, Love, Death, and Robots can be pretty graphic.
Oh,
Pretty
can
graphic.
it?
It's not a PG animation thing. I should I should
Yeah,
preface
this is
that.
MA 17 plus.
Some are
Oh,
like
yeah.
some are kind of PG. And then some are very much the opposite.
Oh, yeah.
And it kills me too, because some will be like very like really cutesy
Yeah.
animation style
Mhm.
with just the most mature like content
Really?
in it, and you're like, oh.
That's kind of funny.
But it's just it's cool because it's like each one has a good little like, story they tell within like 7 to 15 minutes,
Whoa.
and then it's
That's
just
pretty cool.
it's cool.
Yeah. All right. So, listeners, if you would kindly please drop down a comment below this video and say how much you liked Puss in Boots.
Yeah, just give me a like if you didn't like it, Feel free to just never listen to this podcast. I'm kidding. Meet me outside and I'll get you.
We'll get
5
you.
minutes from now,
We're gonna get you.
We'll meet me outside in the back. And
This podcast is brought to you by Antonio Mendez.
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Honey.
Yeah.
Oh boy, do you do a lot of e-commerce shopping? Well,
Whoa.
Honey's the Chrome extension for you.
I feel the need to say that for legal reasons, we're not sponsored by Honey.
Yeah, I mean, what are they gonna do? Sue us for giving them time?
Yeah. Airtime.
Free
Yeah.
airtime.
I
You're
didn't.
right.
I didn't defame them.
No.
I don't know. I just feel like people on podcasts always do that. They're like, for legal reasons, we're not actually
Yeah.
sponsored.
Yeah.
Legally, we are sponsored by Puss in Boots. No. I'm just kidding.
We've got you are our sponsors.
Nah.
Yeah, you're our sponsors.
Soon
Yeah.
we'll be having a clothing drop. Please comment if you want one.
Yeah, we'll be coming up with a logo here in the next 3 to 10 podcasts.
3 to 10. So you're giving yourself like
A little
2,
leniency.
3
We're
months.
giving, there's a timeline,
yeah.
but it's a little looser. But it
Yeah.
will be by episode, the next 10 episodes. And then I think
Yeah.
we're gonna try to branch out from YouTube, get it posted on MySpace.
MySpace. Nick.
Maybe we'll make like a Tinder profile that's just our podcast.
That's funny.
That's how we get guests.
That's funny.
Because
And
I
then
also I haven't used Tinder in years.
And then I fuck with them in the comments, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
'cause
wanna
I
come on our podcast?
Because I barely when I used Tinder 2 years ago, I was just being a dummy.
Yeah.
And now my friends have Tinder and they're like, "Hey, can you give me tips?" And I just tell them to say really bad stuff, and it
What?
works.
Yeah. of
For
course
me,
it does.
never worked. Never worked. Because someone's like, "Oh, what do you like to do?" I was like, "I like to take naps in the nonfiction section of the library." And I'm like, "That's something I would say." I'm like, "You probably shouldn't say that because it's weird."
Because it never worked.
Yeah, it never worked. That's something I would say. And then he did it, and he's like, "Oh, yeah." And they went on like a date at Barnes
Did they
and
go
Noble.
to the library?
They went to Barnes and Noble, and I was like, "Okay." So it's me.
Did they
It's me.
fuck?
That's not.
Yeah.
in Barnes and Nobles?
Oh, well, I don't know, but
Hmm.
but yeah, that's what that was like my little thing I like to do. Was use my Tinder profile as a way to show that I am a weird dude,
Mm.
And that's a fact.
and that's why it never worked for me, and that's why I stopped using it. I got better outlets to be weird on. You know.
Yeah.
That's true.
Tinder's not a great place.
I don't like dating apps. We're gonna leave it on that. So I'm
Yeah.
like Nick's famously anti-dating app. It dehumanizes other people.
So
Mhm.
after TikTok, they should come for Tinder.
Yeah.
Sure, man. I don't use it, so emotionally I'm not invested in it.
Okay.
TikTok, I use it, and it abuses me
Mm.
via my For You page.
Yeah.
So, if it gets the boot, I feel like that's a little personal win for me.
Yeah.
Anytime I went on Tinder, I never felt good about myself. Not a
Mm.
single time. Even when I was fucking with people, that part was fun. But then as soon as I closed the app, I was like, wow.
It was
feel
like,
good
I used it,
about
I'm like, wow, I
myself.
just spent like 30 minutes on this. Wow.
Yeah.
I
I just
didn't like-
wasted my time.
Yeah.
Anywho, thanks for
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. I've completely missed that section of life of young adulthood.
That is nice.
You're not missing it. You're not missing
You
anything.
took the fast pass to being a happier person.
yeah.
I
got
think
that
I
right.
did.
So,
Yeah.
round of applause, everybody in the comments. Give applause out to Doug.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
He did it.
He did it.
He went out there and he got him.
I got him.
He
got him.
got
I
him.
got him.
Guys, we
Yeah.
can postpone because Doug's already got him.
Yep.
All right. We don't need to meet outside in 5.
We'll meet.
We got him.
We'll play it by ear, everybody.
Yeah.
Play it by ear. But
All right,
for now,
you got your people. We got ours. We'll get them.
we'll get him.
Mm.
We'll get them.
But
All right.
But we would like to see you back here. Well, I guess we're not seeing you. Come
Yeah.
listen to the next episode, everyone.
Same time, same
Yeah.
place.
You'll hear us. We'll see you.
Yep.
Yep.
Sweet dreams.
Adios, muchachos.
Bye-bye. Happy birthday, Trinity.
Auf Wiedersehen.